What's up, friends? Welcome back. I am Rebecca Diaz, your host for this week's B2B BedRidden to Beyond Challenge. And today is day 3 of the challenge, using your emotions as your superpower. Woohoo! I am ready for this one. I think we're off to a really good start. I see a few of you are connecting and more are connecting, and think this is a great environment for sharing your commitment to your overall health. This is really great that you've made that choice to become part of our team, become part of our group. We all have physical beings to take care of, and we have to master it. We got to master this body. We got to master this gut. So thank you, everyone, for being here. We're so excited to have you. We are live in our Facebook group, and we also would like to give a shout out to our LinkedIn featured group. Woohoo! Thanks, guys. All of you members in the BedRidden and Beyond Healthy Gut Training with Jamie Menser group. We're so excited that you're here, that you're joining us. We're actually broadcasting to a few different platforms, and we can thank our friend Jason in the studio for helping us with that. We're so excited that we have multiple ways to get out this message. So thanks you guys again for joining us on LinkedIn. We're hoping that by tuning in, you're ready to go deeper and learning about what's going on. And if you're ready, I know you are, I am, you're ready to go deeper. Let's hear it in the chat. Yep. Yes, I'm all in. I'm ready. I'm 100% in. And that actually reminds me of one time I had a mentor, an old mentor that used to say, when you wake up in the morning, first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to your mirror, and you're going to jump up and down 3 times and say, I'm excited. And that for like a couple years, and it works. It actually retrains your brain to be excited about life. And I'm a new person every single day. We're new people. We're excited for life. By the way, every day we're going to be giving away some exciting prizes for those of you who do the homework and you comment in the group, in our Facebook group. One lucky winner each and every day will be selected to either win some really cool gadgets or like health products, or our private coaching package, which includes the one-on-one coaching with Jamie, taking you through a step-by-step process, learning about biohealth tools, and then gaining access to a private team of people that will help encourage you and keep you supported. So that's a fantastic prize. I hope you guys continue to do the challenge, stay committed, do your homework, and win some really cool prizes. So yesterday, Jamie was in the studio along with our special guest, Cara Bradley. That was really cool interaction. We're going to have her back as well towards the end. And Jamie was sharing more in depth about grit, about developing some grit, and which is really a state of mind to be able to walk through some really difficult challenges. And I know that all of you are walking through some type of challenge. We all are. I've got my, health challenges that I'm working on. And I was thinking about that sometimes it takes a wake-up call, for us to become determined to shift or change up what we're doing about our health. Sometimes it could be a friend that we heard of that had a life, changing event in their body. Sometimes it's our own bodies, God forbid, but it's our own bodies that do some weird things. But you're probably in this group because there was some kind of experience that you had, or maybe there was a symptom that you resonated with in when we shared with you our information originally. Maybe you're suffering, maybe you've got pain in your body. Maybe you are suffering from anxiety or depression. God knows, we've got lots of things going on in this world that are causing a lot of frustration right now. But maybe it could be something a little bit more simple, like maybe you snore, or maybe you're, a little bit challenged with weight, or you've got inflammation pain going throughout your body. I don't know. But whatever the case is, you're here because you're looking for some help. You're looking for somebody to help guide you. And Jamie had to go through a lot to wake up to his own health. And now he wants to help people like yourself. Isn't that exciting? He's gone through all the trial and errors, but thank God he did, and he survived. Thank God he lived through it to tell us about it. And so just a recap here, on yesterday's call, Jamie talked about and explained the importance of blood flow throughout your body, blood flow through oxygen. That was big. And then balancing the alkalinity or the acidity in our bodies, and to become aware of what that really is. When you eat something, what's your body doing? What's it feeling, right? He also talked about, this is really cool, he talked about a breathing technique called hyperventilation. And who knew that, you could voluntarily elicit this type of breathing, and it'll actually help you calm down. And it makes so much sense when your body is in overload, and you're stressed out or whatever. That's what your body naturally does to calm itself down, to regulate it. And he's teaching us, hey, you can do this voluntarily in the way that he shows you. And that's amazing. That's amazing. I think that's golden for me. Let's see. He also shared about the importance of using baking soda over the next few hours after eating. That was really cool for me. I'm curious to see if he would. I want to ask him a question like, if you add lemon to that, will it cause a chemical reaction? Is that not good? Because I have a hard time drinking baking soda, but maybe you don't, I don't know. But, would lemon counteract that, or I don't know. But then he also shared some experience of bionutrition and getting the nutrients that your body needs. He mentioned how there's a company out there that helps to specifically create products for your body based upon your genetic codes. I think that is super cool. That's why he's our biometric, coach and mentor, because he's starting to really get this message out there in saying what tools are available to help our bodies. And then finally, he brought out Kara Bradley, one of those top women mindfulness coaches on the call. I love that people are now exploring how the body and mind can work together. And she shared with us her heart, brain, breath, coherence tips. And I just can't wait to hear from her again. She's going to be really dynamic, and she always just brings the best out in all of us. So thank you so much. Stay tuned for Kara towards the end. And by now, you guys should be feeling some of the effects of those challenges and changes, right? We started off day one, drinking water, being mindful about that. And so you're drinking water more consciously. You're selecting healthier foods. You're supporting your gut. And if you did yesterday's homework, you are, using baking soda. After you drink, we said, Jamie said a teaspoon to a tablespoon per 12 ounces of water. So start off with a teaspoon and drink it, throughout the course of the day after you've eaten. And I want to know, did you guys do it? Did you feel the effects of it? Maybe you got some better sleep. Maybe you didn't feel as bloated. I don't know. Did you poop easier? I don't know. If you were more relaxed throughout your day, just tell us in the chat. Tell us what you experienced over the last 24 hours after drinking water, using baking soda to help balance your gut. All right. So let's read what your comments are. We're going to be reading those comments. So be sure to type in your questions and chat it up for us in the chat. All right. We want you to interact with each other as much as you can while listening, because we learn from each other. All right. Remember that our upcoming giveaway is going to be a private coaching package. So be sure to do today's homework. All right. Let's pick up where we left off on the foundations for building a healthy, wealthy body with your biometric coach and mentor, Jamie Metzer.
Hello. Thank you, Rebecca. I love it. Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you guys for showing up for day 3 of the BedRidden to Beyond Challenge. So here, you guys are here to challenge yourselves, and you're here to challenge me. So I want you to put this stuff into your world, put it into your practice, and you're going to have to try it out. So that's why you're going to challenge me. You're going to show me, does this work? How does it work? So do the homework. That's why I incentivize you. I know if I give you prizes, you're going to get results. So go to the Facebook group, the LinkedIn group, the Twitch, the YouTube. I'm not sure which platform you're on, but one of them, there you are. Go to the description. That's where the link is. So the link will let you go right to the sign up. That's how you get the prizes. But also, more importantly, that's where you get the reminders for the Zoom. That's where you get the reminders for oh, yeah, you can see right there. That's where you get the reminders. And then you can even click on there for the VIP. The VIP is really cool because the VIP, you get access to myself. You also get access to the tips and the tricks on the toys. So the toys are what I like. The toys are cool. So you actually get additional 1-hour session with me in a private group format. And that's also the community. So the community is what's real important. So when you go to make changes, it's real important you have people that understand what you're going through. And so not only do I understand what you're going through because I've been on the journey, but together we're going to be a group of men that support each other and help each other with the problems that we're going through. One of the things that Rebecca said earlier was really important. She was asking me, I'm not sure what happens. What happens when you do this? Can I put lemon in it? Those are all awesome questions. And the only place that you can ask them is in the Facebook group, the private group, and then the VIP is where you get access to me. You get also access to people like Kara. We have special trainings. We do special things for you all the time. This is a community that I've built and that we're building together because I want to help people not have the problems that I went through. It's painful. I know it is. I know it's not fun, but guess what? We're going to make it fun because that's the only way to get through it is to do the work. And so putting in the work is fun if you know how to do it. And so my promise to you is that if you challenge yourself, that you're going to get many results every day. That's why we set up these homeworks. I know they might seem simple. I know they might seem easy. A lot of times people are like, drinking water? Right. Like, I don't know how to do that. I bet you do not. I bet you do not know how to do it properly. Literally, most people, even if they know their body really well and they're a top athlete, I've found out they don't know how to drink water. Wow, crazy, I know. But that's why you're here. So remember, we're starting simple. The reason that we're drinking water first thing in the morning is because also the second thing I asked you to do is not eat with meals. I want you to keep hydrated. So those two balance each other out. So there's always a method to my madness. I might not tell you what it is at first because, again, you have to experience things. That's the only way to really cement the learning. So that's why I'm going to take you into these things and make you go through step by step. That's how I did it, one day at a time. Those things compound on each other. So again, you're going to do the mini homeworks, the mini results, and then what? You got to give me permission. So I want your permission to challenge you. I've given you your permission to challenge me, but in the chat, you guys got to drop it in now. Give me your permission. So I don't know what you say. I don't know what it is. And please tell me what it is that you are having a challenge with. drop it in there. That's where our people can reach out to you as well. And even, so that's the VIP too. One of the things we just added, oh, I forgot about this. The VIP, we just added that you actually get a 15-minute session with me. So the $500 session that we're giving away today is an hour. And so that's an hour session with me, where I also then give you access to our other trainers, as our other support people, and then the systems that we use. So that is what's given away today. So you guys, again, drop your stuff in the links. I don't know. Actually, I think you got to drop it in Facebook. So you got to drop it in Facebook. That's the other reason you have to sign up. Go back to there. You have to sign up. That is on the description where you guys are. And yeah, put it in the chat. Please, guys, let me know what you're doing. What do we got here? Let's see the results. So what results are you getting? I want to know. Guys, put in the chat. What are the results that you have? So yeah, I saw some awesome results. I already had one person tell me that they were able to drink 32 ounces of water in the morning. Oh, in fact, I think that was our winner. I think that, yeah, that was Joe. So Joe, he's been actually training for a while, and he's been one of my best students. And this time he's actually rededicated himself to making some new results. So I want to see what you guys are doing. What are you dedicating yourselves to? Is it you? Is it for yourself? Is it for your family? Is it for your kids? Personally, when I started my journey, it was for my triplets. Nothing's more important than your family. Nothing's more important than the happiness and the relationship that you have with them. And I'm telling you, if you're in pain, it's really hard to be a pleasant person. So get happy, get healthy. Let's get on this. Guys,
let's get that mic in front of your face.
All right.
There you go.
You like that better? All right. Hey, Jason is our helper. We always got to have our helpers, guys. Jason is the best. There you go. Actually, Jason and I have been working on this for a while on his health, and you guys can, I'm going to pull. So you guys, today, again, we're going to be working on what are your major gains so far with where you've been and what you're doing. Drop that in the chat. I also want to know that one of the things that we're doing here is we're assessing ourselves, right? So we have to assess where we are, where we're going. That's what the biometrics are for. So right now you're getting many wins. We're asking you to drop in the chat what your wins are. We're also asking you to drop in the chat what your gains are. And if you have any challenges, like if you tried something and it didn't work, or you have a question about what it is, drop it in. Those are also things that'll get you bonus points with me for prizes, for extra training. Those are the things that I'm looking for, is people that want to make an extra effort to change themselves, to change their life. That is what I'm here for. I want to give you the shortcuts. I don't want you to be in the pain that I was in. And so today, that's one of the reasons that we're going to talk about your emotions, because your emotions really control how that works and what it does for you. So today is about using emotions as your superpower. Woo! Yeah, I know. I'm excited. Are you excited? So this guy here, he can't handle his emotions, can he? No, I know. I'm just joking. But anyways, you got to learn to handle your emotions, because when your stomach is irritated, one of the things you're going to find out is that they're tied together. So the reason that you have intuition, that you have this gut instinct, is because there's a lot of sensory information that's taken in through your stomach. And so the emotions are tied to your heart, but controlled through the breath in the stomach. And so that's why we're going to be always relating and going back to a lot of things that are tied together and how they work and what they do for you. Yesterday we talked about maybe feeling frustrated, right? And I know some of you probably still feel frustrated because we just started and you're thinking, wow, I thought this was going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be fun, and you're going to be healthier and you're going to be happier. And I want you to know that right now that there we go, that that I got lost. So I'm getting new neuroprogramming, guys, because I have to learn where that one is and this one is, but I'm getting okay. So basically, this is the parasympathetic nervous system, and it's really, really important to you. Why is it important to you? It's important to you because it regulates pretty much everything that is probably not working in you if you're here. Why are you here? Because you have gut challenges, and this is the gut challenge. BedRidden to Beyond's gut challenge, and you guys are here. Thanks. This is hump day. You're halfway there, all right? So today we're going to make it easier to understand, and it's pretty simple. Basically, think of it two ways. Are you in fight or flight mode? So that's basically what your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system is. And so when you're looking at these things, it's easy to figure out, well, if I'm scared, I'm not going to be able to do the things I need to do. You know, if I'm running away, I'm not going to be able to do the things that I want to do. So when you're in the fight or flight mode, you're not able to do the digestion. But look at all these things. I want you guys to think about this. What other things do you think are tied to your stomach's digestion? Drop them in the chat. Come on, guys. I want to hear. Drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat. So, what do you got? I don't see anything. Where is it? Okay, guys, drop it in the chat. So, you're right. It's actually the intestines. So not only do the stomach influence how things work, but the intestines influence how your digestion works, right? I know you guys are thinking, duh, Jamie, that's simple. I already knew that. But do you know how they work together? Do you know which parts do what? Those are some of the things that we'll kind of talk about in simple terms, but I'm going to start again with simple things like doing the behavior, because you really want to get the results, right? You can sit and learn about this stuff all day, but if you don't do it, it does you no good. Okay? I don't want you to be one of those people that has no good in their life. So we're going to do the homework. We're going to have some fun. We're going to win some prizes. And we're going to learn about how the sympathetic or the parasympathetic nervous system is going to control our body. So I want to ask you another question. What part of your life is really important to you, not your digestion? Anyone?
Reproduction.
On this chart, anyone? I know one of my favorite ones. Oh, some people say their eyes. Oh, I see ears. The ears aren't even on there. It's everything, but one of my favorites is down here. Well, blood flow is real important, and so blood flow to the my father would call them the nether regions is one of the places the nether regions is one of the places that you really need to have good circulation.
I'm sorry. Where are the nether regions? Once more. Okay, good. Thank you.
There we go. And so when you get to those regions, you got to make sure that you have good blood flow, because the Netherlands can be cold. Gotta like it. And so, anyways, guys, I'm serious. You really do need good blood flow there, because it is one of your most important organs. And so, but today we're here to talk about the gut and digestion and how that's going to make your life better. So one of the things that we're going to also look at is what happens right now. So this is pretty much where most people are living if you're here. So when you're here, you're actually living in a place that your body is not really functioning well because it's scared, it's running away, it is hiding, it is, oh, wait, what were those slides? Frustrated, nervous, anxious, all those things that you may be feeling daily. Even if you don't think you're feeling them, your body's feeling them. So a lot of the people that are best at hiding those things to everybody else, I don't know if that's you. It could be you. It was me. One of the things that we're going to do that we do daily is meditations, and there's all kinds of cool ones. You can do easy ones. There's meditations that don't require quiet. They require music. They could require a cool like trip. It literally is like taking a movie shot. So those things are all things that you do to do what? To calm down the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is where you are now. So right now it's excited, it's screaming, it's running. You don't want to be in that place. So that's why we're going to work with things and the tech and the toys. So we started with something easy, right? Which was the breathing. And that was to change the acidosis level, to take the acidic level that we were at and to bring it down to the more normal level. So basically, all the things that we're going to do are going to help reverse these two parts, and that's why you need to pay attention to them. Excuse me. And one of the reasons that you need to pay attention to them is because your body works kind of like a big computer system, right? So the body has these parasympathetic and sympathetic inputs and outputs kind of basically to your body. And then you've got the big highway. Think of that as like the internet highway for you. And it controls where all the information is, where it comes from, where it goes to, where it's going to be. And I mean this in a, how do I say, in electrical way. So your body works in a physical way, but also it has electrical current essentially running through it. And we're going to change the neurochemistry, and we're going to change the electrical chemistry, and we're going to change that through the emotions. So that's why we need to start talking about how do we regulate that part of things, because they both work together. And so part of what I talked about yesterday, a little tiny bit, was the sauna, right? So that's just a stressor. That's also why we work out. How do we grow anything? How do we unfold anything? We build muscle by tearing it apart. We get better at something by practicing it until, as we fail, we learn things, we get better. But you build each time you break that down. The body learns how to redo, or in my case, when I crushed my spine, in fact, those things are still things that I'm retraining certain parts all the time. Like Rebecca said, we're always wanting to get better, right? No matter where you are. Now, I didn't think I'd ever be able to perform at the level that I'm at right now, especially at the age that I'm at. I don't know about you guys, but I'm now 26 and a half on my 200-year plan. So it's a great age for me. But you guys need to put in the work again, so you can do it. It's a step-by-step process. I'm here for you. I want you guys to do this. Again, put in any challenges you have in the chat, because that's where we're here to help you. That's where we can really give you our expertise. And then that's where we also have access to other information that will be resources. And so today, we're going to talk about the Trifecta Training solutions. These are all strategies that are going to help you to immediately reset and restore your neurosync. So what is my neurosync? What is my biometrics? So basically, it's the control of your neurology, the ability to make your body do what you want it to do. Did you hear me? Do what you want it to do. You want to be in control, right? It's time to let your body know who's boss. So right now, when I talked about earlier, one of the reasons I asked you to put stuff in the chat earlier was because when you made a promise to me and to yourself was what you're doing. You were saying out loud what you were going to do, what you're going to change. There's a reason that I asked you to do that. That's neuroprogramming, right? So once you've made that decision, you've made that choice, one step further. Then we ask permission, right? I gave you permission, and I asked your permission. Another step in the neuroprogramming to get the result that you want. I also asked you to drop the result that you want in the chat. Why do you want to drop the result that you want in the chat? Because another step further. Now you know in your conscious as well as your subconscious, as well as it's been spoken, and if other people know the energy of the word, if you understand the kingdom principles that we live by, and whether you understand them or not, you all live by them, they're the coolest part of life. Literally, it's like why everything good works. But the result that you want is important because that, again, is the anchor for your neuroprogramming. And that's going to pull you through with the grit. So that keeps you always able to come back, right? How come some people can run a marathon and they haven't even ever, literally, some people can run them, they've never run one before in their lives, right? That is pure grit. Their body wasn't physically built to do that, conditioned to, or physically was built to do that, because all humans are perfect. But they weren't conditioned to do it. Their body wasn't ready to do it. But because of the grit and the mindset, they were able to make themselves do it. So that's also part of what we do, what we train with. So the meditations are really cool, because meditations, whether you're training with the brainwave monitor, the heart rate coherence monitor, or training with one of the breathing devices, or just tracking things like, I didn't bring it today, but right now trying to sit up straight with my broken back is really fun. And so these are things that, like, everybody has their thing. Put them in the chat. Those are the ways that we can help. And that's really literally why I'm here. I want you guys to get the results. I want you to get the healing, the help, the love, the happiness in your life that I now have, because it's not fun being in pain. And so that's where you have to look at ways to immediately reset and restore your neurosync, restore your neurobiology, restore your biometrics. We do it through meditation. Lots of different types of meditation. Breathing allows you to tap into your physiology. So you actually have specific things that your body will do if you do specific breathing patterns. It's super, super, super powerful, right? Like, literally, you can sync 2 hemispheres of your brain. In fact, let's do it right now. So everybody, I want you to just take your finger, your right finger here, and push on the left side or right side of your nose, and just breathe in. Hold it. Other side. Breathe out. Hold it. Breathe in. Hold it. Other side. Breathe out. Hold it. Breathe in. And now you have synced the left and right hemisphere of your brain. If you do it for 2 minutes before you take a test or before you have a meeting, you're going to feel much more calm, more relaxed. You're going to actually be able to connect disparate ideas, and you're going to see how inner peace, kind of from both of those, comes together a little more easily. And speaking of inner peace, I think I heard that Miss Kara might be with us. There she is. Woo!
Hey, Kara, welcome again. It's good to see you. Hey, everyone. If you didn't meet Kara yesterday, she was just a treat to have on our broadcast. And Kara Bradley is here joining us with Jamie to talk about some really innovative things. We're just scratching the surface on all that she's able to talk about today, but her expertise is in mental fitness, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more insight from what's going on today. So thanks, Kara, for coming and joining us today.
Great to be here, guys.
Yay. How are you doing today, Miss Kara? So
I'm
today,
fantastic.
I don't know if you got to see the beginning part today. We're talking about the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, and talking about the vagus nerve. So
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of my favorite topics for sure.
yeah, we just finished a little dual nostril brain sync breathing meditation, and just wanted to talk a little bit more about how little mini wins, because we're asking people to do their homework, right? And we're talking about neuroprogramming and how those things connect to the health of our gut. And to since your strength is mental fitness, how does that tie into your mental fitness and what you do with your gut brain connection?
Yeah, I love this topic. I've been on a deep immersion of understanding the gut-brain connection for the last 3 years. But before that, I spent a lot of time understanding the nervous system. And because of my work, I've been teaching yoga and meditation for a couple of decades, and I've noticed that when we move and breathe in rhythm, in anything that we do, whether it's running, walking, cycling, rowing, sweeping the floor, whatever we do, when we start to do things in rhythm, it starts to settle our nervous system into a state of what I like to call coherence, right? Autonomic coherence means that we are not hijacked into sympathetic state, like you've probably talked about already. And we're not asleep, and really down into that rested, relaxed, parasympathetic state. There's a balance between the two. And when we are in this balance, this autonomic balance, we are in a state of both calm and clear. So calm clarity is often known as the state of mindfulness. So calm clarity, or being relaxed but yet also alert, is this really optimal state. And in many ways, it's called the flow state that Jamie and I have spent so much time looking at. So to answer your question, Jamie, it's stress, and when we are hijacked in a sympathetic state chronically, which a lot of us are. I've had my times for sure when I have not been able to come down and regulate. When we're hijacked in that sympathetic state, it creates chronic stress in our bodies, and it is one of the top 4 variables that will impact our gut health and shift our gut into a dysbiotic or imbalanced state. And from there, when the gut is imbalanced and we either have too much inflammation in the body, or when it's prolonged and we start to see the walls of the gut lining wear down and irritable bowel start to increase, all of that, as we all know just intuitively, it all wreaks havoc on our mental health. And so for the last few years, I've really been looking into how do we create balance in the gut and prime the connection between the gut and the brain via the nervous system through this autonomic coherence and balance, and the immune system by decreasing inflammation. That is going to impact how we feel mentally, our clarity, our mental acuity, our mental performance, our ability to focus, and our overall mood. So I hope that gives you a little broad perspective of the nervous system and the gut-brain connection.
I love it. Yeah, I know that one of the things that that I like to figure out is in the gut, what are the main things that you can do as far as changing your food and your diet. We talked a little bit about alkalinity of foods yesterday, but also just things that you can do for supplementation, specifically like with I'm just with the different things that you're familiar with.
Yeah, so food is always number one, right? Food is number one. In fact, I've often heard it said that we can change our microbiome at lunch. I mean, our microbiome, which is this ecology of trillions of bacteria and viruses and other, like I'll just say other because we're just now getting to know specific strains of bacteria and their impact on our health. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So you change your diet, what you eat at lunch is going to change the ecology of your microbiome, which will change everything up the chain, including your mood and your ability to focus. Your mental fitness is that capacity to be strong, calm, and clear mentally more consistently. And so food is absolutely number one. But what we're learning is that as the research continues, and what's so exciting about this field is that we're really at the very beginning of understanding this all. And so the research is just massive at this point. Like every year grows more and more studies being done. And what we're learning is that there are different strains of bacteria that impact different areas of our health. And so what we're learning now is that in order to support a certain strain of bacteria, let's say the bacteria that supports stress resiliency, right? So we want these little buggers, right, if you will, we want them to be healthy and to flourish. But these little guys, specifically the guys that are in there for stress resiliency, they eat certain types of food, right? And so this is what we're learning in science. I mean, it sounds like such common sense, but we're learning these little buggers for stress resiliency need very specific types of fiber, prebiotic fibers and food. So this is where science is starting to understand how do we match the probiotic and the prebiotic so that these bacteria flourish in the gut. And then there's also all kinds of phytobiotics and phytonutrients that will help different aspects of the gut lining, and the production of serotonin, dopamine, GABA, norepinephrine. These are neurotransmitters. Most of them are produced in our gut, and they're signaled to our brain to focus, to have more motivation, to relax, to feel more connected and feel good. So this is what is so exciting about where we are right now, is that if we can really tap into what's happening at the forefront of science with supplementation, we can introduce really key micronutrients to help that ecology flourish and to help the signaling between gut and brain be optimized. And this is how we build mental fitness, in addition to all the other stuff that you're talking about, Jamie: sleep and breath and movement and mindfulness, gratitude. I mean, all this stuff is so important as well. So there's definitely no magic pill, but we can at least start from the root up. And this is what I get really excited about.
Yeah, I love it. I know that one of the coolest things that I found out when I was, we went to Flow Camp and I met Dr. Ben, right? We met Dr. Ben. And when I was working with him on figuring out my gut challenge, there was like a specific strain, like you said, that I needed. And so, but had I not done the testing and not known that, right, I could have kept trying to get that and not had that capability. So yeah, the also even having them, then also, like you said, having the right food available for them was important. So those two things. And so yeah, I think it's neat that those things help not only your body work better. So a lot of them that are the same ones that affect your brain health are the same ones that also affect your gut health. But like you said, because those are tied together with your microbiome as well as helping reduce inflammation, in the brain or other areas, that all then work synergistically together and things. I know we talked about specific nutrition, and I know I use different types of fiber and different types of supplement fiber. I know there's one pre-seed one that I don't know as much about. That one I was hoping you could share with me, because I'm going to check that out, why that one functions better.
Right. So one thing I want to say before I answer your question, Jamie, is I definitely believe in precision nutrition and precision functional medicine. But the reality is most people are not going to see a functional medicine practitioner. They're not going to get their microbiome tested. Where you and I are kind of, definitely early adopters when it comes to a lot of biohacking and everything. But we have to remember that most people are not, which is why I really promote these mental wellness supplements that you and I have experienced through Amari, is because it's a really, really, really good way to start to feel better through really high quality functional foods, but without having all the testing and spending all that money, to be honest. Right. So the seed fiber, this is one of Amari's protocols that I take every day. And it's a really, really high quality prebiotic fibers that we're just not going to get in everyday food. I mean, they have really taken it down to such micronutrients and all of the clinical studies behind it that I know every day when I take that seed fiber that the good guys in my gut are like chomping away, And what happens when the good guys, the positive bacteria that we know right now are flourishing, then the not so good bacteria are going to die away over time when you start to starve those bacteria of what they're looking for, which most of the time is like sugar and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a no-brainer, no pun intended, but to have that seed fiber in your gut every day.
Awesome. Do you know what other besides the seed fiber? I know Amari has the Happy Juice. I like that. So that's something that I've used before, definitely with my workouts, and specifically with like focus, because one of the things that I found is a lot of the pre-workouts definitely use something that I want to warn everybody about called caffeine anhydrous. So if you guys are looking at any pre-workouts or anything that's like to give you energy, a lot of times they're going to have certain kinds of caffeine. If it just says caffeine, it's probably caffeine anhydrous, especially if it's cheap. And then it's going to be something that basically is made from petroleum oil. It helps, basically it's like a super spike to your system. And that's why it's real bad on your whole body and how it works and everything. So look for things with like green tea or yerba mate, those kinds of caffeine that are in them. And I know that the products that do have low amounts, but also I really like that it uses other ingredients that I've sometimes used, but a lot of special ones too, that I really got a benefit from. So yeah, I would like to know, I guess, with the Happy Juice, what is exactly in that? Because I just I don't remember what's in it. I know what it does for me when I'm focused. So basically, it just gives me not that jittery feeling, right? And it makes me feel more focused, and it makes my mental alertness better. So I've even like in the day, if I'm not going to work out, I've had that in the morning, and it definitely changes my mood and gives me more energy. So.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. This is where I start most people that I work with is on Happy Juice, because there's two things that are going on. One is it's quick acting, but without the stimulants, like you said. So there's one version of Happy Juice that has the matcha tea, guayusa, the guayusa leaves, and another version is caffeine free. So, but what is in the Happy Juice, and by the way, it's really yummy. I mean, I'm drinking it all the time. In the Happy Juice are a bunch of all plant based micronutrients that help to boost energy, physical energy, but there's also plant in there that have been clinically validated to boost mood, to boost motivation. So again, if you think about the dopamine that is produced in the gut, the serotonin that's produced in the gut, those are two neurotransmitters that will help boost our mood and boost our motivation. So this is what we're working with inside the microbiome. So with the Happy Juice, it's boosting mood, motivation, energy, and mental performance, all without jitters. There's none of that up and down crash. And then there's also gut-brain protocols in there. So the Mentabiotics is a really unique product that Amari makes, a proprietary blend of three probiotic strains, like we talked about before, that have been clinically validated in humans to reduce the symptoms of depression, reduce anxiety, and increase stress resiliency. So now we're putting the good guys in with the prebiotic fibers, all in the Mentabiotics. So that's helping to start to shift the ecology of the gut, as well as the edge and the energy, which are more quick acting, helping to boost mood, motivation, even metabolism is impacted here with these plants. So what I love so much about it is that they are brand name ingredients, which means the quality control is super high. And it also means that there's lots of clinically validated studies behind these ingredients. So trust me, I mean, I've been at this wellness, fitness, performance work for my whole career, and there's just no way I would jeopardize my work by putting out something that was not absolutely premium and tested.
Love it, love it.
Hey, I have a couple of questions for you while we're on this subject. Thank you so much, guys, for doing all this work yourself, learning about it. And my own question has to do with as I get started and as I start recognizing how important supplementation is and adding certain things, my question has to do with, I want to start eating a little bit better. And my own body, as I'm going through this process, my own body doesn't want to eat heavy things anymore. It doesn't feel like it needs it. But I also know that I need to eat. What are both of your go-to kind of like favorite foods that are light or that are easy to kind of go through this adaptation?
Great question. Great question. My personal one, I actually like Beyond Burgers. So that would be the one that I use as far as just an easy, simple to make thing. And then I also do papaya. So if you eat papaya too with your meals, it will help, especially with digestive issues. So it's actually in the digestive enzyme. So any of the ingredients, it'll say papaya, and that's a papaya enzyme. And so those are two things that I would recommend. But also you always have to have salad or some sort of cabbage, coleslaw at the beginning, because that's a really good food. So the fiber that you need. So those are my main ones. What about you, Miss Kara?
Yeah, I mean, I go by that 30 different foods and vegetables every week, the Eat the Rainbow. And so I'm always just looking for how many different colors can I eat. And yeah, I mean, my diet is mostly plant-based, little bit of salmon. I actually have to force myself to eat protein in, meat protein, but I do eat a little bit. But for me, it's intermittent fasting, and then it is just as many plants as I can get in diverse colors as possible.
Awesome.
And the one thing that I'll say, real quick, is that, what the wonderful thing is, as your gut microbiome starts to recalibrate, to balance, your tastes change and your body's cravings actually change as you're experiencing, right? With
That's the coolest part.
Heavy food.
I love that. Is so cool. I'm glad you said that, because I think that was one of the coolest things of each part of the transformation that you make on the food journey, right? Because when I think back, it's like, even as I think back to what different times I was eating healthy, but now that I'm eating in this way, I know how much healthier I'm eating, right? And so as long as you're making these steps, you're going to keep figuring stuff out. And also, it's what works for you. And I figured out that what worked for me before, doesn't work for me now, because it wasn't really working. And there were some things that I just was unaware of. And so also, as you start to pay more attention to those things, you see those connections. But I remember my first one was spinach. I was literally like eating spinach in a salad one day, and I'm like, it's sweet tasting, because I hadn't put much dressing on it. And I was like, no way. And so, it's just, you get these weird, just like aha moments, and then you're like, wow. And you drink something that you haven't drank forever, and you're like, it literally is like disgusting tasting, because it's all like syrupy and sugary. So I love how that part of your body changing and your cravings changing are very cool. Thank you.
So another question, thank you so much. Another question that came in was, you mentioned some of the Samari line. Where do we find some of the awesome things that you're mentioning, and where do we start? How do we combine these? Where do we start?
So I'll answer that. We have pulled together 3 protocols for you to play with. There's a good, better, and best, and I don't know if that will be how that.
Yeah,
will
we're
be
dropping
shared.
the link. We're dropping the link.
Dropping the link. And what I would recommend is just try. Try one of those protocols, and then we can also be available to help you make adjustments as you move on. Those are really good places to start. There are 3 different price points. And one thing to remember with Amari, and this is really special, they so stand by their products that there is a 100% money back empty bottle guarantee for 1 year. So literally, you can throw all the empty bottles in a box, send them back after a year, and say, don't like them. So that is quite a promise.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it. And then the last question that we have here is, what is your favorite go-to breathing or meditation exercise for reducing stress on the spot?
Is that for me?
Either one of you.
Well, I will answer this quickly, Jamie, if that's okay, because I'm just learning some new things to regulate the vagus nerve. And there are 2 really cool things. One is an eye movement practice where if you hold your hands behind your head, and I've been doing this for the last week, it's unbelievable, and you look all the way to the right for 30 seconds. I'm not going to do it right now. So not your head, but your eyes, just your eyes, Jamie. So you just look to the right. So you're actually stretching the muscles around your eyes, because they get really tight and tense, and they're all related to the vagus nerve. And then you release that and pause, and you may notice some sighing, some deeper breathing. And then you do the same thing to the left. And so you'll want to hold for 30 seconds. And again, you may feel like I just felt like, oh, you may even sigh out loud, which is really, really good. And so just doing something like that, you can also play with some ear massaging I've been doing. All of these are connected through these intricate web of muscles and nerves to the vagus nerve. And so those are just some quick ways to re-regulate or down-regulate back to balance.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love those. That's super awesome.
So I have to run, guys.
Thank you, Kara. You have another call. Thank you.
So
Thanks
good
for
to
being
be
with
here.
us. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Talk to you
Thank
soon.
you all.
Bye-bye,
Awesome
Kara.
to have you. Well, if we want to wrap that up, Jamie, are we?
Yeah, no, I'll guys, thank you for coming today. to the BedRidden to Beyond Challenge. I want to remind you, we've already got almost 100 new members in our LinkedIn B2B challenge group. So I want to make sure, shout out to all you guys in the LinkedIn B2B. Again, you got to go up to the description though, click on that, make sure that we get your information, because that's where you can get access to the what? The tips, the tricks, but most of all, the prizes and the toys.
What's our homework for today?
Techs and toys. Breathing. So you're going to have to pick one of the breathing exercises that you saw today, and you're going to take a video of that, and I want to see how you do it, but most importantly, I want to know how it feels afterwards. Also, the vagus nerve reset is an option. The more of them you show, each one's an entry. So if you like prizes like I do, or you like tech like I do, or you like toys like I do, and you like fun too, get in, do the homework, have some fun, find out how you can start feeling better today, instantly, for free. 5 days. You got 2 more days of free, cool stuff coming at you to make your belly feel better, to make your gut heal, to make your heart happy. So thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. And again, thanks for your promise to make sure that you would be here to get the many results with the homework. Again, comment in the chat, drop your results also in the chat. Each one of those things is important. Why? Neuroprogramming. That's how you become a winner. You are. Let's go.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone, for attending today. Again, your power to overcome lies in your ability to share and feel heard. That's another part of this equation. So let's hear from you in the group. Thank you for attending. We'll be looking to see and hear from you on day 4 of our B2B BedRidden to Beyond Challenge. Toodles, everyone.
Woo!